What's up guys, Toogie here, back again, finally, with some more NHL 16 and my Boston Bruins GM mode, and in this episode we start the Season 5 playoffs. It's round 1 against Detroit, and really quickly too, we didn't do it last episode, we'll take a quick look at their lineup and see what they are rolling with. We'll take a look at our lineup as well, and then we'll get into this. We really are desperate for another playoff victory, and there you see immediately there's going to be a big issue. These top two players, Jesus Christ. Anthony Mantha up to an 89 overall with a 75-point season. That's good. That's good. Our leading scorer had 50 some odd points, under 60, so that's good. It's real good. Dylan Larkin up to a 90 overall at 23. How old's Mantha? Mantha's 25. Larkin's 23. Okay, this is looking good. Tatar's an 88. God, I can't believe this. Svechnikov's an 88. Yurko's an 86. Timo Pulkin an 85. They have Derek Brassard, Tyler Bertuzzi. Not pronouncing his name because I don't want to offend anybody. And from there it drops off. So from there, I really wish we could look at the lines like we used to be able to on the 360. But basically, it seems like essentially the top two pairings is where it's at for them, and then it really starts to drop off. So hopefully we can shut down the big names and really try to force those guys like Grabner, Nastasiuk, Sam Carrick. Hopefully we can shut these guys down, avoid their supplementary offense, and hopefully take this. Goaltending, it is Petr Mrazek, 84 overall. Not the greatest though, 63 games played. They also have Neuwirth in 84 overall. He had 32 games played. Not the greatest goaltending stats. I'm actually surprised they're not rolling with Neuwirth. So we might have a chance. And defensively, obviously, they had like Mike Green, and they're actually, you know, fuck it. Who cares? We'll figure out who they have on defense. Sure enough, when they shut us down and we get eliminated in the first round again. But here are the lines we are going to roll with. I'm going to trust my big name center. I'm going to trust Bergeron on that top line. It might be a risk knocking down Goodrow and Zarnik, but hopefully Bergie can lead the way, playing with Goodrow and Panarin, DeBrusk, Strome, and Atkinson, Yakupov, Zarnik, Pasternak, and then Draisaitl, Nashville on the fourth line. We are going to roll with Joffrey Lupul. We're going to give him a chance. He's a veteran player, has a bit more poise, and just hopefully he can lead the way. We do have a couple of players, of course, from Providence that can be slotted in, including Zev Polovs, who will get the first chance. Goaltender, you already know, Malcolm Subban is back. He is down an overall point. Hopefully that does, actually he's down a couple overall points. I believe he's still at an 89. And of course, the Swedish Hamburglar Anton Forsberg still there as the backup. And defensively, it's not as strong as I thought it was going to be at the beginning of the season. But Hedman and Lozon, Krug and Montour, who I'm desperate to have a bounce-back playoffs here and get that overall back up. And then Zaboral and Carlo. So I'm in a similar spot that I've been in the past, where I feel like maybe I didn't do enough in terms of trades. But we'll see now. Now is the time to see if those big names can finally deliver. One can only hope. Joshua Hosang happy to be dressed down in Providence. That's good, because he wasn't cutting it up here. So here we go. The first period of round 1, game 1. Can we get off to a good start? And still drawn, pretty even in shots. I always pay attention to the shots, especially after last year. Jesus, we were getting killed. Second period, let's see what happens. There we go. It's a little bit better. We turn the shots around and we get 2 goals. David Pasternak finally reacting to being knocked down a line. Of course, dropped him down to the third line, rolling with Cam Atkinson instead. Anesthesiou. And I don't even know, dude. I don't even know. Not with this accent. Not a fucking chance. But he scores. Thankfully, it wasn't from the sideboards. Artemi Panarin gets a huge goal for us on Petr Mrazek, putting us up 2-1. Let's sim this third period. Of course, we have home ice advantage in this series. We really need a big win to get off on the right foot. Leading the shots, and Anthony Mantha. There it is. Speaking of big wins and big players, perhaps their biggest player steps up and gets a huge goal for them. Next goal is probably going to win this thing. We have 3 minutes left. Shots are even, and we are going to overtime in the first game of the damn postseason. Just not what I was hoping for, but you know what? Let's get right into this. I got nothing to say. Let's go. And there it is. David Pastrnak. Are you kidding me? David Pastrnak with perhaps the biggest goal of his career, reacting just as I would hope he would. Like I said, being dropped down to the third line. He gets 2 goals, including the early OT winner. We win it 3-2 and take advantage of home ice to start. Subban, 26 saves, I'll take it. And Brendan Carlo, 2 assists, not bad from our third pairing defenseman. So it's a good first game. We get that win. Ryan Strome loses a bit of morale. That's a little bit disappointing. Maybe we'll take a look at how he is doing as we end game 2 or game 3. But in the meantime, we're getting right into this. Game 2, I want a sweep. We haven't gotten anywhere near a sweep. Is that too much to ask for? And are we going to lose this first game because I just said that? Absolutely. But let's sim the first period. And we're up 1-0. Cam Atkinson, the Catkinson. That's right. That's the worst joke you're ever going to fucking hear. And I don't care. Very early goal on Mrazek, 4 minutes into it. We're up 1-0. We outshot him. Second period, can we keep it up? And we get the lead back. That's not bad. Tatar from the boards, because that's where our goalies always get beat in the playoffs. But Bergeron answers back a couple of minutes later. So once again, up 2-1. Entering the third period, we really need to hold on. We can't afford to go to overtime or blow this game. Being up 2-0, heading back to Detroit would be absolutely huge. And we get a goal. It's not a power play goal. It might have been. I think it just expired. That was a really long power play. But Jeremy Lauzon, the defenseman, gets it done. And that looks like it's going to be enough. And it is. 3-1 final. We outscore them 5-3 in the first 2 games. We have a 2-0 series lead. Things are looking good. I'm going to be a bit pessimistic because we've seen the wheels fall off before, but a great game for Subban. Lauzon, a hitting machine, and of course gets the game-winning goal, and Bergie, the goal as well. So not too bad. You can't ask for anything more than to take the first 2 games of the series, especially when you have home ice. You earned it in the regular season. You had to get it done. So one downside as we take a look at the lineups, Malcolm Subban has dropped another overall point, and I fear he's going to continue to drop because of this broken morale system. The more I get into this game, the more frustrating it becomes. It's his last year of true progression at 26 years old. He should be a 92, 93 overall goalie, but because we sat him out until he was fully healthy, that I know that's how the game works. Point is, that's fucking stupid. And now we are in big trouble with Malcolm Subban losing morale. Hopefully, though, he's playing well at the very least. Let's get into game 3. Hopefully everything just goes fine. First game in Detroit in this series. And as far as players go, we have a couple of players underperforming, but even on the fourth line, you have guys like Lupul who aren't necessarily a detriment so far. But let's do this first period of game 3, and that is absolutely perfect. Unbelievable start. 2 defensemen. It's Victor Hedman and Brendan Carlo, 6 minutes apart, both from the high slot. Never would have guessed that. We're outshot in the period, but it's 2-0 after 1. Supplementary goals from our defensemen. See if we can keep it up in period 2. I will take it. Right now, Subban is shutting the door. Let's go into period 3 of game 3. It's looking good. We're balancing out the shots a bit more, and Artemi Panarin with a goal, more where you would expect Hedman or Carlo to score from the point. Dylan Larkin gets a goal back halfway through the period. I think we're good to go, though. First time we've seen Larkin's name on the score sheet, but Artemi Panarin's goal is just too much. Really, Carlo's goal is just too much. It's a 3-1 final again. And that's what I'm talking about. In terms of the bottom guys on their team, they're too top heavy. They don't have enough depth. And thankfully, unlike last year in the playoffs, Panarin is getting it done. 3-1 final. Subban shutting the door, carrying this team despite the morale loss. Hopefully that continues. And Brendan Carlo, for the second time in this series, is one of the 3 stars of the game. We have a 3-0 series lead. I was being obviously sarcastic earlier and definitely never expected this to go this way, but we are 1 win away. We're not going to waste any time. Let's get into this. Can we get the first sweep of this GM mode series? A lot of ups and downs, a lot of players underperforming, a lot of you guys saying that, man, I'm just fucking cursed. Well, hopefully this is the year that the curse is snapped. Let's sim the first period of Game 4. And, okay, oh, I forgot to sort it. Oh, well, hey, it's Dylan Larkin again. What do you know? The big name. You're not seeing Grabner score, but Dylan Larkin gets the goal, even in shots for the most part. Not what I was hoping for. Let's get into the second period, see what happens. That is also not what I was hoping for, but we have plenty of time. Let's get into it. We have 1 period left, the entire 20-minute third period, down 1-0, and there it is. David Pastrnak again, a little bit quiet in games 2 and game 3, but he gets back on the board. Ryan Sproul scores. It's on Anton Forsberg. Fuck's sake if Subban's hurt. He scores from the sideboards. Austin Czarnik, though, gets a goal. We are tied. Cam Atkinson, the trade deadline acquisition, scores, and then Pulkkinen scores. What the fuck is going on? Can we just get to overtime so I can think correct? What the fuck? What the hell? Like, that's not the craziest couple of minutes I've ever seen in a sim, but that's up there considering it's an elimination game for Detroit. And also, again, we don't have Malcolm Subban. Was the first goal? See, the first goal was against Subban, so somewhere in between that and the third period, he got hurt. He had to have been hurt. There's no other way it would have pulled him. But just to recap, a goal for David Pastrnak early. A couple minutes later, Ryan Sproul scores from the sideboards. Austin Czarnik gets a huge goal. Cam Atkinson, the trade deadline acquisition, puts us up 3-2. But under a minute later, Teemu Pulkkinen from the point beats Anton Forsberg. Pretty even in shots. The goal scoring's finally woken up, and again, now I'm concerned. I was talking shit about their third and fourth line guys, or even their defense in terms of providing points. Sproul and Pulkkinen both do it, although we do finally see Czarnik and Atkinson wake up. But let's do this. Overtime of Game 4, elimination game for Detroit. We are without Malcolm Subban. The shots are even, and there's a power play for the Wings. We kill it off. Come on, boys. One goal. We get a rest. We get to see what's happened with Malcolm. Please, just one goal. Somebody step up. Where's Leon Draisaitl? I'm starting to think he might be a bust. We're going to double OT. We have a very interesting record in double OT. Last year in the playoffs, I think it was Joe Morrow who scored a double overtime winner. So maybe Zaboral, maybe Carlo, Krug even. We need somebody to step up. One game, one goal. We sweep Detroit and move on to the second round. Here we go, second overtime. Are we just wasting our time here? It's another power play for Detroit. 5-on-3, and they score. And they score. Thomas Yurko in double overtime. Detroit avoids the sweep. It's a 4-3 win. God damn it. God damn it. Tatar 2 assists. Mrazek 43 saves. 2 assists for Mantha. That is incredibly disappointing. A 3-goal third period. We just couldn't hold on, and in a double overtime, discipline fails us. But the big story here is Malcolm Subban. How long is he out for? Pulled groin, out until April 30th, which, seeing through the calendar, is a week away. So he should be back for the second round if we make it. I'm very concerned now. This all lies on the shoulders of Anton Forsberg. He got us into the playoffs. You guys didn't get to see the magic of it because of those errors. Antti Raanta is the backup, but now it relies on the backup. Again, I said at the time we needed to really get someone. Leon Draisaitl, he has 1 point and is a -1. And I know what some people are going to think, hey, you have him on the fourth line. He didn't do that well in the regular season. Riley Nash is at least holding it down, but he's not contributing. Joffrey Lupul, a -2. I'm not too disappointed with Lupul, but I think we're going to switch him out for Zev Palovs. Let's see if he can get that offense going from that fourth line. So let's roll with that. Those are the lines as we head in to Game 5 back at TD Garden. Losing locker room chemistry, it's all this team has been doing. But Malcolm Subban's out. It's time for Anton Forsberg. Can he lead the way? Can he get us a win? Heartbreaker in Game 4 in double overtime, but let's sim the first period. We're moving on, and that, again, is not what I'm looking for. Joe Hicketts and Anathasiou, I don't know. Bottom line is he scores again, and the point is there. Their supplementary offense was shut down for a lot of the first couple of games. Now they're starting to wake up. But David Pastrnak, again, another goal on Mrazek. He has his number. He has to continue that. We might even put him on the first line at this point. He's on fire in this series. But 2 goals on 7 shots. Not what we're looking for from Forsberg. Second period, Riley Nash. It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. Riley Nash gets a big goal. We needed him to jumpstart his offense. He ties it up, but then again, Dylan Larkin, the big name, he and Mantha, and Larkin strikes again. Third period, let's do this. We're out shooting them. We came back at the third period once, and there it is. One of the men who helped us come back in the third period in Game 4. It's Austin Czarnik. 13 and a half minutes to go. We're heavily out shooting Detroit. Well, not so much now. 3-3 though. 1 goal could very well end it. Are we going to Game 6, or are we knocking Detroit out of the playoffs now? We're not going to find out until overtime. We're going to overtime again. A big goal for Czarnik, as I said. We really needed him to step up. He does it there. Can we get the goal? 3 goals you would hope would be enough. I have to admit, as much as I like what Yakupov's done this year, I'm missing Tuukka, boys. I'm missing Tuukka. That wouldn't have been an issue with that tandem. I'm missing Tuukka. My safety blanket's gone. Let's do this. Overtime. Anton Forsberg, I've seen what you can do. Show this. Show the world. Show the world what I know you can do. Shut them down, and let's win this. It's another power play for Detroit. Thankfully, we kill this one off, and it's Thomas Jurko. Oh my God, again. 2 consecutive overtime losses. And Detroit has made it a 3-2 series. Back-to-back overtime wins. I'm pretty sure that's back-to-back overtime winners for Jurko as well. Nail Yakupov, 2 assists, Pasta the goal. But Detroit is fighting back. We had them on the brink of elimination. On the goddamn brink of elimination. Malcolm Subban's ready to play, so we'll have to at least dress him. I got to take a look at how bad his stats are going to be affected, but this is I'm in panic mode a little bit here. We've blown leads before. We've lost in the playoffs before. And there you can see Malcolm Subban. His attributes are pretty damn diminished. I mean, he has high enough attributes as it is, but he's not going to be healthy for 3 days, so we may have to make some changes. Simply put, Anton Forsberg, you wouldn't even know it if I didn't have the stats to back up what he did in the regular season, which, as you can see there, that 13-2 record, that's not a fluke, I promise you. Well, apparently it is. You know what? That wasn't the right choice of words. Apparently it is, because he has been abysmal. We're going to go with Antti Ranta, and I'm going to make Subban the backup, who again is down to a fucking 87 overall. He continues to plummet. It's absolutely infuriating. But we're going to have him as the backup, so at least he's dressed and not scratched. And as far as the main lines go, the only change we are making, well, we're actually making 2 changes, Strome, Czarnik, and then Bergeron. We have to go with the hot hand. Zev Palovs didn't really do too much, but he wasn't exactly a negative factor. And then defense. Zaboral and Carlo are flat out our 2 best defensemen in this series, both +6. It goes downhill from there. Lozon was obviously with Hedman. Both of them are -4. Krug and Montour both -1, so we're going to change it up just a little bit. We're going to keep Krug and Lozon together. I'm going to rest a lot of this. Perhaps, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's have Zaboro and Carlo on the second pairing rather than the third. You don't want to give them too many top line minutes. It might be too much too soon, but I just hope this is enough. Antti Raanta, it's your time to shine. I'm not going to bother with a team meeting because it always turns out negatively. Raanta, it's your time to shine. Otherwise, whether or not Subban is fully healthy, he will start. I hate to even say it. He will start Game 7. So here we go. 6th game of the series. First period. Can we get off to a hot start? That's better. That's good. It's not as much as I was hoping for. But Jake DeBrusk with a big goal on Mrazek. We outshoot them 1-0. Let's sim the second period. And it's Dylan Larkin again. I knew it, man. I knew it. Those top two guys. It was just a matter of shutting them down. We can't do it. Raanta, though, 18 of 19 saves. Not too bad. We are 1 period away from finally, third time's the charm, shutting the door on Detroit, or we are going to fucking Game 7. Let's do this. I want to know right now. We're still out shooting them. It is relatively close, but really, oh God, sorry about that, but really, Jake DeBrusk again. There we go. That is a huge goal. 8 minutes to go. Jake DeBrusk, his second goal of the game. Please, just close us out. Antti Raanta, get us a win. We're a minute away, and finally, final fucking lead.
Hail the conquering hero!
And yes, you can tell me, because trust me, I was thinking it too, we were gonna fucking blow this, but Jake DeBrusk has perhaps the most important performance of his career thus far. Gets us 2 goals. Mrazek held a minute, but Antti Raanta steps up. The guy we originally planned on being the backup loses his starting job, gets the start in the playoffs, makes 30 of 31 saves, and we overcome a gigantic obstacle, the two-headed monster known as Larkin and Mantha. Now, to wrap up this episode, of course, we'll take a quick look at the lines and how people did in that first round. And then we will take a quick look at who we play in round 2. Again, Malcolm Subban will probably start. I want to make sure the dates line up. He needs to be fully healthy. But so far, Johnny Gaudreau, 5 assists. The goal scoring isn't there so far, but he's putting up points. Ryan Strome, much better on that first line. The plus-minus is fixed. He has 6. Artemi Panarin, the first line in terms of goal scoring, there's only 2. Obviously, they haven't been together for a lot of the time, but there you have the point totals. Jake DeBrusk, 6 points. He's a -2, but obviously he had that big game for us in the last one. Austin Czarnik with 3 points. Pasta with his 4 goals. Yakupov not getting goals, but he has 5 assists. Bergeron only 2 points. 4 points for Atkinson. Leon Draisaitl, still nothing. And I'll come back to that in a second. Riley Nash, a goal. He's a +2. And then also on the fourth line, Zev Pilovs. He's had 2 games now. He hasn't done anything. Just anything. He has 2 shots. He hasn't been a factor. So what I want to know from you guys, as always, what do we do with the lines? Where do we slot people in terms of first, second, third, and fourth line? And of course, specifically, what do we do with Leon Draisaitl? Do we put him up on a higher line? What do we do with Leon Draisaitl? Again, we can't really play him at center. He has 66 faceoff rating, and from my experience, you know, we've kind of seen it now in the last 2 seasons, it does make sense to have people on their proper handedness. So obviously right now, all 4 of our left wings are actually left-handed. Center, it doesn't really matter, although they all happen to be righties. So what do we do? Where do we slot people in? Where does Draisaitl go? I mean, he has played on occasion with some talented people, but obviously Riley Nash isn't exactly what you want a potential elite forward playing with. But do you scratch him for any of these 6 players that have played better than him all season, especially, of course, when he can't play center? And then also on the fourth line, Zev Pilovs. Do we stick with him, or do we go with somebody else? Scratched, of course, we still have Joffrey Lupul, and we have Colton Sceviour. I'll give you a look at the AHL in a second. Defense, what do we do here? Torrey Krug still at -1, only an assist. That's looking up a little bit. Jeremy Lauzon, -4, but he has a big goal. Zaboral and Carlo continue to be our best defensive pairing. Hedman a -4, Montour a -1. What do we do with the defense there? Down in the AHL, as far as defensemen go, if you just wanted to see, really we don't have too many better options. We need those 6 that we currently have to step up. Sean Day is an 82 overall. Perhaps we could give him a chance. 4-star defense, 5-star skating. His puck skills and senses, though, just really haven't come along. But that might not be too bad of a thing. There you get a look at his stats. Take a look if you want. But really, he or Austin Strand, who's at an 81 overall, are our best options to, have somebody be called up. Everyone else is still just a little bit too weak. And as far as the forwards go in Providence that could potentially replace Nikita Zhevpalovs, we have a few options. There you get a look at them there. Fellhaber's an 82 overall. Harkins an 80. Trevor Cox, 74 overall. Probably won't be getting called up. But then you have guys like Lier, who's been on this team for the longest time. 80 overall. Mastelle, 78 overall. And if you want to know, and if you want to see like someone's specific stats, let me know down in the comments below, and I will get back to you on what those are specifically. But we have some decent call-up options as well. Let me know what we should do for that 4th line. But no more delays, no more stalling. Let's get into this. Round 2. We're ending the episode right here. Round 2. Who is it going to be against? Malcolm Subban almost fully healthy, 1 day away, and it is round 2 against the Buffalo Sabres. Malcolm Subban will be fully healthy. So let me know what to do with the lineup, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. Spread the word. As always, if you liked the video, make sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time. Thank you very much for watching.